the toughness bleeds over into everything else in your life. And you talk about it a lot. Fitness, it's hard to get up. It's hard to talk yourself into doing those reps that your body is telling you not to do, or your mind is telling you not to do. And overcoming that, when somebody says that you can't do it and you do it anyways, that's toughness.
Yep.
And there's no, in my opinion, there's very few things out there that I think that replicate battling and creating toughness better than fitness.
Tyler, you are a religious fella.
Yes.
So you are familiar with the fruits of the Spirit, I would presume. What are the fruits of the Spirit? Here's your Bible knowledge. Let's see.
The fruits of the Spirit.
Ready to go. Do you know what I'm talking about?
On the spot. Give me book, verse, or give me book and chapter.
Galatians 5:22-23. That is a clue that you could actually utilize.
Yeah.
If you told me a verse and chapter, I'd be like, that doesn't help at all, actually.
All right, let's run through it.
You don't know what they are?
What are they?
All right, I'm just going to read straight from the good word. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Did you not know those? What kind of
I don't have those memorized.
Jesus follower are you?
I don't. Hey, listen. I've been focused on 2 Timothy chapter 2, 5-7 for the last week. I can't remember another one.
Wow.
One verse, one memory verse a week. But
I guess I know what they're teaching now in Fresno.
Yeah, no, really though.
Or what? Salina Baptist. Come on, Salina Baptist.
We're in Plano.
Step your game up.
Relax. We're sophisticated. We're in the big city.
Yeah, apparently you're not even teaching from the Bible.
Okay, yeah.
You guys do like the new age, like hippie preacher stuff, don't you?
You met my pastor.
Like health is wealth, and
hey, you met my pastor, Jamin. Does he seem hippie?
No, he seemed legit.
Yeah, he's legit.
Okay, but he needs to be teaching fruits of the Spirit.
Fruits of the Spirit. Lord, I apologize.
Well, I don't know if it's blasphemy, but I took that concept, the fruits of the Spirit.
Yeah.
And as cheesy as it sounds, I thought of what are the fruits of fitness? And I'm not talking physical fruit. I'm not talking physiological, what are the physical benefits, energy, mood, better heart health, looking better. I'm not talking about that. What are the just ancillary, like what are the secondary benefits? What are the fruits that you can realize from taking on fitness and making it a part of a lifestyle? And so I put together a little list. I'm curious, what you agree, disagree, what you would add perhaps to this list. But okay. I just took a stab. I was like, this will be fun. Well, what are the fruits of fitness? But before we jump into that, I do want to thank our partners as always.
Yeah, and I think it's important because if we're going to talk about the fruits of fitness, one of the greatest parts of fitness that allow you to go and chase that goal is recovery.
That's right.
And no better way to increase and enhance your recovery than sleeping on a sleep number bed.
That's right. What was your sleep number score last night?
Oh, last night. Actually, I slept pretty good last night.
I'm pulling mine out right now. No, not that.
Pause. Hold on. All right. Here we go.
Oh, mine was rough.
Sleep number score last night, and it was 67.
Yeah, mine was 64. What was your heart rate? Should say it on the homepage.
64.
Your heart rate was 64? Mm-hmm. What were you? What kind of dreams were you having?
Is that high?
Mine was 49.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, dude. You
Living,
need to
bro.
relax.
I am living.
You
LIVIN.
need some sleep, bro. Heart rate variability was 110, and my breathing rate was 15.
Okay, so that's what our discrepancy on heart rate variability.
What is yours?
54.
Dude, which
is high for me because my whoop, like my average, like my range is like 38 to like 51.
You need to go to a Fountain Life and see what the deal is. But this isn't a Fountain Life ad. This is a sleep number ad.
Sleep number.
This is all the cool stuff you get with the sleep number. And if you're a nerd and a geek like us, and these numbers are interesting, and it shows you like what time, how long did it take you to fall asleep? How much restful sleep did you get? How much time were you restless? And did you ever get out of bed? I got out of bed for 2 minutes. It says I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So just fascinating stuff what they're doing. I don't know if you saw this. They recently completed a study, a multi-year study. They're actually they proved through this study that they're able to use their beds for future sleep studies as opposed to the more invasive hookup. I forget what it's called, but there's like the super technologically advanced hookup. It's like electrodes everywhere. It's super invasive, and I don't know how you sleep with that thing on. But that's how they've done sleep studies in the past because it's the most accurate. But sleep number beds are actually, they did this study that's actually going to be able to replace. So now you're just sleeping in a bed, and it's able to get all the sleep numbers, sleep readings.
I mean, it's crazy. So I'm going through this, and I'm going to be honest. I haven't taken advantage of their app as well as I should have. I'm looking through this and like, okay, I'm wondering like, why is my heart rate variability so low compared to Ben? And I'm scrolling down and it says it's a tip for me, like something to think about. And it says, take a deep breath. Focusing on deep breathing can help you relax your body, improve your heart rate variability. We talk about breathing exercise. That's one way to get energy, right? But it's also one way to increase your heart rate variability, which the higher the heart rate variability, the better. Like that's a high score, where some low scores, like golf, is good. Not heart rate variability is not like golf. So, but again, these are things that like I do need to be more conscious about those types of things. And Sleep Number gives us the tools that like is custom to your scores and recovery and vitals that it reads. I mean, all your biometrics that it's just telling me right now, which is crazy. By the way, my average is 75 on.
Mine's 74.
Which is there's a discrepancy between that and Whoop, but different readings, different deals. But it's incredible what Sleep Number is telling me about my recovery.
That's right. So if you want to take advantage of your sleep and get better sleep, go to sleepnumber.com, or they have stores all over the country. Get yourself to Sleep Number. And when you're not sleeping, a great place to spend your time, especially when times are crazy, is Choctaw Casino and Resort. We've talked about it before. Summer's coming. Summer is here. I think in Texas, we're about to set the record for most 100-degree
It's been toasty.
days.
It's been toasty.
It's been pretty warm here.
Guess
so
what?
I can't think of a better place to spend it than at the new resort-style pool.
And guess what?
What's that?
They have air conditioning. It's crazy.
It's
so
crazy
what it
concept.
is they have this machine that it's actually a really big machine. What it does,
It's actually a lot of machines.
is it takes the 100-degree air outside and it takes it and it cools it off and it blows it inside.
Wild.
And it's colder than outside.
Wild.
Isn't it crazy?
That's what you can appreciate at Choctaw
Choctaw where are we
Casino
going? The
Resort.
future is nuts.
They're also doing their summer giveaway, $2
Yeah.
million all of June and July.
Yep.
So if you like
Big
free money,
Big money.
if you like air conditioning,
It's like
if you like cool pools,
It's like 600,000 something every weekend that they're giving away, which
a
is
lot of money.
crazy.
I mean, let's just run down the list. Great restaurants, great concerts, tons of slot machines and all your gambling needs.
Yep.
Kids play place,
Yep.
resort style pool,
Yep.
brand new hotels. What am I missing?
I was just talking to them. They're getting ready to kick off the new renovations of the old tower. So
Sports bar.
We're doing that
for all the sports.
Yeah, sport.
I mean, that's 7 absolutely awesome things you can go
Crazy.
take advantage of.
And here's what's wild. So we talk about it. We're mid-30s. We've got families, and it's perfect to even take our kids up there, go spend some time. You know, bring a babysitter. Leave them in the room, let them hang out, or let them go play in the arcade, go let them swim, whatever.
Well, there is a kids'
Parents
pool
go
as
do
well.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Let them go do that. But the other thing, too, is my parents just told me that they're going up for a weekend in August. And they're like, hey, what should we be doing? We're really excited. A bunch of our friends, there's like 6 couples all going up to Choctaw for the weekend because there's a concert there, or a comedy show that they're going to go see. And I mean, it's whatever age you are, there's something to do.
And once you're there, you don't have to leave.
Never.
There's everything you want to do right there.
right.
It's not like you got to get back in your car and go drive to a concert somewhere else. It's all in one. So
That's
get
right.
yourself to Choctaw this summer. Tyler and I and Darren are going to be spending a lot of time there this fall.
Yeah.
As well as this summer, but this fall especially once football season comes back around. So get yourself to Choctaw. Okay. Speaking of Choctaw,
Yeah.
not speaking of Choctaw, speaking of fruits of the Spirit, we've got our fruits of fitness.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I sat down, put together a little list. Would love to get your input. Would love to get Scott's input. Scott's our producer today.
Hey, guys.
Hey, there he is. He's got a microphone. Now, Scott
is not on camera.
Yeah, he's not on camera, but what you'll notice when you first meet Scott is that his arms are bigger than both of our heads combined.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody that can weigh in on a fitness discussion, I think it's
I think so.
I
I agree. Ben talks a big game about all his fitness. He posts all these things on social media about how hard he works out.
on the Tic Tac.
On the Tic Tac. Yeah, Ben's this big super buff guy. Scott
Puts me to shame when it comes to the arm department. So anyway, here we go. Number 1, the first fruit of fitness, mindfulness. What do I mean by that? You are totally present during an intense exercise session. Problems at home, work, with finances, and relationships are irrelevant. Just put yourself in the middle of an intense workout. Are you worried about anything else other than survival in that moment? Mm-hmm. So what greater lesson of being present, being in the moment, than an intense bout of fitness?
Yeah, I mean, I think of we did this. We did a workout. It's called the Hateful Eight last week.
Phenomenal name.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good movie too. It was one of those times when you talk about presence. Like, I feel like, and this may be overboard, but like almost even to like a molecular level. Like, you're literally thinking about, okay, I am thinking about like the muscle fibers that I've got to talk into moving to complete this rep or to do this activity or to do this movement, whatever it is. Like, you're so present and aware of just your body and exactly what you are doing in that moment. Like, you are fully and wholly there. And there's very few things that like I really think that take me to that place, because even if like, and I call meditation a lot of times when I always talk about it when I'm like doing yard work or mowing the lawn or on my tractor. It's like I'm still thinking about other things. I kind of just zone out a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas like you have to be 100% locked in on what you are doing. And again, everything outside of it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's hard to let your mind wander.
Yeah.
When you're breathing extremely hard and working.
Yeah.
It's like you said, any mindfulness practice, any meditation, a big component they always talk about is focusing in on your breathing.
Yeah.
And to your point a second ago, when you're working out and all you're thinking about is I've got to get these muscle fibers to move to be able to accomplish the task, what greater channel of mindfulness and being present than that?
Yeah. Oh, and just the awareness of it. And you talk about breathing. It's like if you're doing a squat or like a goblet squat or a front squat or something like that, like you literally have to think about, okay, I've got to keep my spine vertical. I've got to keep my chest up. I've got to drop my butt, and I've got to push my knees out. I mean, you're literally thinking about all of these mechanical movements within your body. I mean, you don't have the capacity to think about, oh man, that project that I've got to finish by the end of the week, or that bill that's due or whatever it is. Like you're so wholly invested in what you're doing right now.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You're definitely not thinking about stress or work or anything in the middle of a goblet squat. I can promise you that. What do you think, Scott? What do you have to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have that mind-muscle connection if you're going to make the big lifts. I mean, when I'm going for a max on squat, my entire focus is on my breathing, on my positioning. You got to have complete focus or you're not going to get the big lifts.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not.
And think about it. You talk about maxes. If your mind is anywhere else on like a point where you're about to reach failure, the second your mind goes somewhere else, you lose it.
Right.
Like you have to bail. Like you're not going to get it. If you think about anything else than getting that bar off of your chest or, getting out of the hole in the squat, standing up from a power clean, whatever it is, if you're thinking about anything else, you will not succeed on that rep. If it's, at a point of fail or not fail.
That's right. So the first fruit of fitness is mindfulness.
Good point, Scott.
Yeah, he's so much smarter than us. Just come sit, replace Tyler. Tyler, take over. The second fruit of fitness, joy. The amount of quote unquote feel good chemicals released during and after a tough workout are matched only by drugs and sex. What other
is that anecdotal or
that's 100% anecdotal? Is that
from experience?
Let's brainstorm.
Is that from experience, Ben?
Let's brainstorm.
So what's better, working out or drugs?
Drugs, but no, but really think about it. Those three categories: drugs, sex, fitness. What releases more feel good chemicals? The fact that you're having to think about it says enough.
The only thing that I would say potentially maybe is like a big team victory, like a win. Like I can think back of a couple games like my senior year,
right?
Our Valley championship game, the last game of the season for us. We won the championship. Like that was a level of joy having kids, but these are so few and far between, right? Like, so. Your other two examples, like I could make some jokes
Sex
about that.
Sex is so few and far between.
Yeah, it's like, I'm birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary. And so.
Let's see, I have 4 kids, so and two of them are twins,
so 15 times in the last 12 years.
If you're married, give us an amen.
But yeah, those are, again, more available consistently. Like if you're going to win a Super Bowl, right? How many people get to 60 people get to experience that a year, right?
Once a year. Yeah.
And so, yes, I would say the readily available activities, those are the only two.
It's something you can literally experience every day. The same joy. Yep. It's not like it gets old, at least not for me.
Yeah.
I still, and you talk about this, I still at night get excited for the next morning. Mm-hmm. It's so weird to say that. And then after I'm done with the workout, I still have the same high for the next few hours. My mornings are always more productive. Like this morning, for instance, I didn't work out at all. First day, and I don't know how long.
I could tell. I'm glad you said
I can tell. I can tell there's a little fog. There's a little, just the mood boost is not there. It just feels weird that I didn't move my body this morning.
Myself on the alternate, it was bro day. So I'm on an ultimate high.
Yeah.
Like,
no wonder you were an extra small serve.
Of course. Come on. I barely wore sleeves to the workout itself. So, but honestly though, like it's funny. I realize it every day. I'm on my drive home, and not everybody's schedule is the same. Some people like working out different times a day, but for me, working out at 5, driving home, 6:15, 6:30. Like I feel alive and awake. Mm-hmm. When your eyes feel light, like your eyes just feel like, okay, hey, I'm rid of all of the drowsiness. I'm rid of all that lethargic feeling. I feel alive like that. And I'm assuming that's the endorphins, right? I'm assuming that's what that is. Maybe people feel it differently, but there's nothing else that I do that as I'm leaving that activity, I'm like fully awake. Yep. And that's the only way I can really describe, I feel it in my eyes.
That's
it's kind of a weird way to describe it. But the other thing too, when you talk about joy, there's no activity that takes me from, misery is a strong word, but misery to joy faster.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
But you haven't tried cocaine yet.
Except for jet skis. And cocaine.
And cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine. Jet skis is one of those deals, like, you can't be upset about anything while on a jet ski.
That's true.
Try it.
It takes you from misery to joy pretty quick.
Prove me wrong. Get on a jet ski and don't smile.
That's true. But the problem with jet skis is not going to give you the rest of the benefits that a good fitness program will.
It's a pretty good core workout. I don't know what you're talking about.
So that's number 2. Number 3, the third fruit of fitness. I'm going to tag this, by the way.
You should.
I'm going to keep saying this till it sticks.
You should.
Fruits of fitness.
You should call it the vegetables of fitness.
Okay. Toughness. Getting out of bed, setting your mind right, and pushing through pain are all required to achieve the goal. What do you think of that?
So we had a conversation with someone that I would consider extremely tough, who founded Spartan.
That would
Races.
be
Joe
so
DeCina.
when this airs, it's the episode you just listened to.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And one of the things that he's doing, and you will have heard us talk about it briefly, is he's taking kids and he's running them through this Camp Spartan or Spartan Camp. And we have just a lack of toughness and resilience in this culture because just things have become easy, and especially with kids. And we talk about it all the time. Parents, it's our fault. What he does is, and he himself has done, he does these extreme races, right? And his mantra is like, it's hard. You don't have to prepare to do something hard. Just start. Mm-hmm. And you can do it. And that's toughness to me. But what he's doing with these kids is he's putting through like 28 days or 25 days, this camp where it's like Navy SEAL type training for these kids. And he's building toughness, and it's hard to get up early in the morning. It's hard to do push-ups in cold water. It's hard to hike up mountains carrying rocks, all these things that he's doing with these kids. But the toughness bleeds over into everything else in your life. And you talk about it a lot. Fitness, it's hard to get up. It's hard to talk yourself into doing those reps that your body is telling you not to do, or your mind is telling you not to do. And overcoming that when somebody says that you can't do it and you do it anyways, that's toughness.
Yep.
And in my opinion, there's very few things out there that I think that replicate battling and creating toughness better than fitness. I mean, there's professions out there. I mean, there's blue collar professions out there that I look at what they do. I'm like, you guys are savages.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, for sure.
but fitness is something that's available to everybody.
That's right. Scott, what you got there?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it definitely builds your body up. But that mentality that you have to have going into a hard workout, knowing that you're about to grind out a leg workout.
Yeah, that's a different level of toughness.
Mental toughness that, most people try to find comfort in life, and a workout is the exact opposite of that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's one of those things I look at my
It's
kids.
the opposite of seeking comfort, for sure.
Yeah, it is. Until you get to a place where, like, I start to find comfort now going and being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a
kind of a
different
paradox
it's a
there.
different
But one of the examples is my kids went with us and worked out with us yesterday, and I got up, did some work, and Tiffany's been asking me to go to the 8:30 class, a little bit later class. So hopefully none of my bosses are listening to this.
They don't listen.
Sorry, that's a good point. But working out with my kids, like, that's one of the things that's a perfect example. Like, a couple of my kids are like, "Oh, this is hard." Sia, who's like allergic to hard work, but I'll do it for her anyway. She's way too cute. I can't say no to her. But it's funny to see that, right? And there's a level of toughness. I mean, it's funny. And again, it's kind of a random deal, but when I met Tiffany, she felt my hands. She goes, "What are those?" I was like, "They're calluses." She's like, "What do you?"
Ew.
She's like, "What is that?" It's like it's like just calluses. It's from like working out. It's like working outside. It's using your hands and creating toughness. What are calluses? Calluses create a thicker skin so that you're more resilient to abrasion, right?
Yep.
And so she's like, I've literally never met a guy that has calluses. Like, she went to a school.
You are from California.
But she went to a school. There's literally across town where the guys there literally did nothing with their hands. And she goes, I've never met a guy that actually has like calluses on their hands. I'm like, y'all are soft.
That's right. Well, and that's a metaphor for what it does to your mind too.
Yeah.
It calluses your mind.
Yeah.
David Goggins talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Fitness calluses your brain.
Yeah.
Calluses your mind.
Yeah.
You're not going to get as wrapped up.
Say it
in
like David
small-
Goggins does, though.
Callous your mind, bitch. He uses some other words.
I was going to say that's a PC version of this.
No, but really, you don't. The smaller stuff doesn't sweat you as much, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow a little bit. But that's one thing fitness teaches you is to not sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
you got a lot of bigger fish to fry in most cases.
That's right.
So that's, what is that? Number 3, number 4, the fourth fruit of fitness, patience. Results take time and come slower than you want them to. You learn to stick to the plan, keep your head down, and continue on the path. I think fitness is such a great metaphor. Scott and I were talking about this before you got here. Such a metaphor. There's just so many elements that carry, and that's what we're talking about here. But patience is one of the main ones. You don't get, unless you're willing to take, outside help, you don't get results immediately.
Yeah.
It's just not possible. Now, if you're a new person, they come quicker.
But even then, you still have to put in the work.
You still have to put in some work.
Yeah.
But all that aside, if you do it the right way, it takes intense patience. You have to stick something 4, 5, 6, 7 months, years even, to see the results that you're after, to see true lasting results. And I think just that's the same with parenting. It's the same in business. It's the same with relationships. Things take time. And fitness teaches you that. Fitness teaches you patience.
Couldn't agree more. You said it.
Okay. Well, then moving on. Next one, courage. Fitness is uncomfortable, and most days it's easier to let your mind convince you that you don't have what it takes, but you do. So it teaches you courage. It's like these I've started doing more CrossFit style, metabolic conditioning type workouts, and it's so funny. Every time before I start that portion of the workout, my heart rate just explodes.
Nervous, right?
I get so nervous because I know I'm about to go through so much pain, self-induced pain, granted, but so much pain. And I have to have courage in that moment, as dumb as it sounds. I have to have courage in that moment. Hey, I'm going to go after it anyway. Yeah. Even though I know it's going to hurt, even though I know it's going to suck, I'm going to step up, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. What I've always wanted to be, and I've always wanted to exemplify to my kids, like, I think if when I died and I could listen to my kids speak at my funeral, hopefully we've got a relationship where they still want to speak at my funeral.
Yeah.
Is one of the things that I want them to describe. One of the things is he was courageous. Like when people were running away from something, he was walking towards something. And I feel like that's the mentality that you have to take when you're going to put yourself through, lack of better terms, hell, right? And you're saying, hey, I'm about to walk head on into the storm, and that takes courage. I mean, yesterday, like it was a front squat day, and my partner was someone that's a whole lot stronger than me in like the squat area, and I literally was nervous starting that workout, and he gave the numbers that we were going to go, and it was all numbers that I have not hit since my new fitness journey. And I had butterflies going into those. And it's just one of those things. And it was like very easily through that workout, I could be like, nah, I'm just going to go back to the numbers that I'm like comfortable with. But it was like, you know what, screw it. And to put it on top of it, my kids and wife are there watching this other dude like take me to a level that I'd never been.
He's so much more manlier than you, Dad.
Dad, I kind of want him as my dad.
Dad, why are you weeping? Yeah, but think about the person who is overweight, never really trained in their life before. Think about how much courage that takes.
Yeah.
Whether they go into a gym or they just go for a walk around their neighborhood, think about how much courage that takes to take that first step.
Yeah.
They understand they've been living a certain way for however long, but they're going to go into the unknown because they know that there's something better for them.
Yeah.
And how much courage it takes to take that first step.
And this may be another one of the fruit, but the courage also to be vulnerable, I think. And I look at my mother-in-law and her fitness journey, right? She started with 75 hard, and she's done 3 rounds, and she has crushed it. Like she looks 20 years younger. I mean, it's insane. But she is my mother-in-law, right? She is a parent. She is a leader of our family, one of the leaders of our family, and she's like having to go ask for advice on, hey, how do you lift weights? Like, how do you start there? And I don't know. I think that just takes courage to go and ask for help too.
Yeah.
So that's a great point. Somebody that doesn't know how to do it or is not used to it, or this is something completely new to them, and the courage it takes to go just put yourself out there.
Your wife, my wife are great examples as well.
Yeah.
Never liked to lift weights.
Yep.
Never liked working out really. It took courage for them to step into their CrossFit gyms the first time.
Yeah.
Completely
And
vulnerable.
not like we drugged them in. It was
right.
100% their decision.
Completely fish out of water, no clue what they were doing, and yet they did it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about fitness, is it teaches you that courage. And then once you have that courage to take that first step, the next one is confidence. Fitness breeds confidence. For most of us, our workouts are the most physically demanding things we'll do in a day. Depending on how far you push yourself, the confidence a great workout breeds for the rest of your day is unmatched.
Yeah.
You push yourself. You do things. If you were a third-party observer, you're doing things in there that no sane person would normally. You're picking things up and putting them down at an extremely high rate of speed, or whatever your workout is. You're doing odd things, but the confidence that it breeds, knowing I overcame that, knowing I lifted more weight today than I did last week, knowing I went faster today, I rested less, whatever variable you want to take, I did more work in that amount of time. The confidence that breeds for the rest of your day is like nothing else.
If you're questioning if fitness and exercise doesn't breed confidence, just do me a favor real quick. Just jump on Instagram, go click on one reel, scroll up through 10 videos, and tell me that these people who have transformed their lives don't have confidence, or a sector of confidence, whether it's real or not, whether it's overinflated, whatever. But I mean, I'm telling you, if you go through and you look at a lot of these transformation journeys, and they put these like videos together or whatever, and you talk, and they'll share their story about where they were 10 years ago on their journey. And one of the things they always say is, like, the number one thing I got out of this was confidence. I was able to believe in myself because I watched myself accomplish things that I never thought that I could.
And part of the confidence comes from there's tangible improvement that you can really see. Some other aspects of life you can't really see. It's not as tangible. But in fitness, it's, hey, I did this in this amount of time 2 months ago, and now I did it in this time.
Yep.
Where I was able to lift this amount of weight 2 months ago, now I'm able to. It's a very tangible improvement.
Yeah.
And that's where confidence comes from. Part of where confidence comes from is that tangible improvement.
If you feel like I had this complex too, and I had it early in life, and then I had it after retiring from playing. And I had it like leading up to it as well, is I was always failing. Like I couldn't do enough. I was never winning. The only time that I felt like I was able to like get a win in was when my fitness, I could control that. It's like, okay, hey, I'm going to set a goal this week is I'm going to run a mile on the treadmill, and I'm going to do, 3 days of resistant exercise. And I could do that. And those are the only places I got wins. And those little tiny wins translated to confidence.
Absolutely. Scott, what you got on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's every time you walk in the gym, you're confronting fear. That's kind of what you're walking in. There's always the fear of failure, and you're confronting it head on. And the way that carries over in life, it's the gym, going and working out for a week isn't going to give you a lot of success in the long run. But constantly confronting that fear of failure over the long run, it does pay off.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the other thing too that's good is there is failure. It does mix in failure. Failure, what it does is it normalizes failure to say, look, if I'm failing, that's a good thing. Like that, because I'm trying,
right?
And because in fitness, getting to failure is a good thing,
right?
Because that means, okay, hey, now if I'm getting to a point where I'm failing, then I will be stronger coming out on the other side of this. And same in life is now you have the confidence that gets you through those times of failure. Like, man, I didn't win that client. I lost it to somebody else. Well, that happens. Okay, now I can get back up because I'm going to be better because I learned something from that.
Yeah, and the great thing about this type of fear is, and fitness, is you can never master fitness. There's always another level that you can take it.
So true.
To Scott's point, if you walk in and your fear is day one because you've never worked out before, that's a level of fear.
Yeah.
But even if you've been doing it for 10 years, you still have that fear because you've made it more difficult over time. That's the great thing about it, is it can always be made more difficult.
You could literally be the world's strongest man. Okay. You could walk into a yoga studio and you could be scared to death because you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get into this pigeon pose, or I don't know how I'm going to get into, crow or whatever, right? Whatever it is. You could be an ultra marathon. You could be James Lawrence, Iron Cowboy. You could be him, and then you could go into a CrossFit class, be like, I don't know how I'm going to snatch that, or I don't know how I'm going to do this. I mean, he might be able to, but there's always something. You can never master everything in fitness. Right. I don't mean, if anybody knows anybody out there that has mastered everything, please let me know, because we're going to get them on the show.
Then it ceases to be fitness if you master it.
Yeah.
It demands constant challenge.
Yeah.
Or else you reach a plateau. And you don't want to reach a plateau in fitness. So even if you think you have mastered it, well, now you're staying the same. You're not improving anymore.
That's right.
And then lastly, and this ties in with this ties into all of them, but yes, it gives you confidence, but it also breeds humility. When fatigue hits, you're not as badass as you think you are. Not one single person, when faced with fatigue, is as hard as they think they are.
What's the saying? Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
It really does. I mean, I went through this yesterday. You saw the workout that I did.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I'm wanting to quit big time.
Yeah.
And here I am thinking I'm this big bad dude. I'm in great shape. I work out all the time, and I still was brought to my knees, metaphorically speaking, from the training intensity that I was putting myself through.
Yep.
And so there's no place for a big head. No. It takes a lot of humility to understand and to go through something like that. Yeah. And for me, that carries over to, well, I'm not that good. So, this business deal, well, I'm not that good, so I'm going to approach this with humility. I don't deserve anything. I've got to work for it. Got
to earn it. Yeah, exactly. And there's always someone. I mean, you look at let's say Matt Frazier, fittest man on earth. There's always someone that is better at something than Matt. Matt didn't make the Olympic lifting team. I mean, granted, he got hurt, but he wasn't the best Olympic lifter.
Right.
There's a lot of people that were better than him. So whoever you are, whether you think you're the best at something, and there's a deal on Instagram right now that the guy's talking about, my mama told me there's always a somebody that's badder out there. You think you're the baddest, or you're not. Well, somebody got to be the baddest. Well, there's always someone better at something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and you recognize that. And there's people, I think, that and everybody has it. Everybody's got ego. Everybody thinks oh, I'm a bad dude, or bad misses, or whatever you want to call yourself now.
Quit gendering people, you bigot.
There's always someone, like you said, that can take you to your knees.
Yep.
I mean, I think you look at and I would consider that, I mean, it's a martial arts, but I mean, it could be considered fitness, but you look at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, extreme fitness.
Yeah. You could be a savage kickboxer fighter, and black belt in jiu-jitsu gets his hands on you, you're done.
Yeah.
Again, there has to be a level of humility. And if you lack that, expose yourself to something new. That's that plateau that you talk about, is when you're, hey, dude, I'm just cruising and I'm not getting humbled, then you're not growing.
That's right. Those are my fruits of fitness. Anything you'd add to that list? Any thing? I mean, I know I'm sure there's, and for different people, I'm sure there's different benefits they see.
I think one of the things, at least for me, is clarity. I think fitness brings a level of clarity. Like and I know there's science out there that talks about this, and I can't cite those sources. But for me, and this is anecdotal, but if I'm going through something, whether it's a fight with my wife or a challenge at work or a situation with the kids, whatever it may be, if I will just like, sometimes I'll stop and I will go for a run. I'll go get a lift in. I'll do something related to that. And almost always on the other side of that, it provides clarity and a logical approach to it. Because so often we just let our mind go and we're all over the place. But that presence you talk about, that like in the moment and just being able to slow things down, like some of my most clear decisions have come after workouts.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so it provides perspective and clarity for me. And I can think through things better. Things just make more sense on the other side of it.
I like that one. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
Fruits of fitness.
There you go.
Scott, any closing thoughts?
I think the gym is a perfect analogy to life. I mean, the struggles you've experienced, the setbacks, the progress. I mean, it parallels the way our life cycles go so well. I mean, if you aren't someone that works out, I would recommend getting into it because it's one of the most satisfying things in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good point. One of the things I think you made me think of it is it's literally a microcosm of life, right? It's a perfect example. If you show up every single day, Cam Haynes talks about this. If you just show up every single day and be where you're supposed to be, you are going to find success. Mm-hmm. If you just show up in the gym. So it's the same deal. If I'm in the gym and I commit to 4 to 5 days a week and you're just there, like literally you're just there. You don't have to, lift the world in the squat rack and you don't have to run a marathon on the treadmill. If you just show up every day and you are consistent with it, you will see results just being there. Mm-hmm. And because you're there, you're going to do something. You are going to see results. And the same thing in life. If you show up and you do the things that you commit to and you are consistently working, you will see results.
That's right. Yeah, quitting is undefeated.
That's right.
However many thousands of years humans have been around, quitting is still undefeated.
That's right.
And that's the only way you're not going to get there.
That is the only way. That is the only sure way that you will not reach your goal.
That's right. We'd love to hear from you guys. What are your fruits of fitness? Hit us up on Instagram at one.shot.pod. We're on YouTube if you want to see all of our smiling faces and Scott's big arms. Actually, he's not on camera. So
we're gonna have to. We're gonna set you up a chair next time for sure. Right. Yeah, we'll do like a Tank Top Tuesdays episode.
No, we won't. We won't show up again.
Nope. Ben and I show up in sweatshirts.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this was helpful. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. And we will see you tomorrow.